What's up, guys? It's Darwin. So last week I made a video asking you to send me some questions for me to answer here on the channel. So today I am back in the van, back at the trailhead to the Sandia Mountains. It's a little chilly this morning, but I figured today would be a good day to make a video answering some of the questions. I tried to get to most of them. There were a handful of them that I didn't, so I'm going to try to consolidate a few of them. So first off, Jacqueline on YouTube, down in the comment section, asked, what is required on the AT for bear bagging, and or what does Snuggles and I use? Essentially she was asking, do you need a bear canister, a sack, or just a bear hanging system? The whole time I was out on the trail last year, and then whenever we go back on the trail this year, we just used a basic bear bagging system. So my food bag was a Z-Packs Blast food sack, a roll top waterproof food sack that we just rolled up. Snuggles had one as well, and then we just threw a line and hung them from a tree. Just your basic bear bagging system. On the AT there is no bear canisters required. They do suggest that you use one in some sections of Georgia, but even in the Smokies, they have a cable system at each shelter, but they don't require you to use a canister. Not yet anyways. On the PCT, there is a section that you are required to use a canister, but on the AT, you're still good. So that worked for us, and Jacqueline, hopefully that helped answer your question. JTZRL asked, when did I start hiking, and what is my dream hike? I actually started hiking whenever I was a kid. My mom was really into the outdoors and nature, so we went on a lot of weekend hikes, a lot of weekend camping trips, and then obviously, like everyone else, or like a lot of other people, I was a Boy Scout, so spent a lot of time in the woods, and then kind of didn't do a lot of hiking for a while. And then whenever Snuggles and I got married 9 years ago, I really got her into it, and she fell in love with the outdoors too. So that's where my love and past of hiking comes from. As far as my dream hike, I've always wanted to go down to South America and hike the Patagonia Mountains. That is probably my biggest dream hike. There's a lot of stuff that I really want to do. The AT was a really big one for me. The PCT is going to be a big one for me. But I've always wanted to go see the Patagonia Mountains and just be really lost in South America, and hiking in the Amazon, anything down there. So eventually Snuggles and I are going to try to get down to South America. We'll see what happens. Mountain Cat 8 asked, do I believe that wearing a waterproof ventilated shoe is a great option if it's going to rain? And yeah, I do. I wear the Merrell Moab ventilator. It is 100% not a waterproof or Gore-Tex boot. Totally vented. If you step in water, your foot does get wet. But realistically, guys, out on the AT, it rains a lot. It's very damp. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a waterproof boot or a Gore-Tex boot. Your feet are going to get wet. So you might as well have something that's going to dry out quickly, like the ventilator, or a non-waterproof shoe. So yes, I do very, very much believe in a non-waterproof shoe. NS Daffy asked, hiking in the rain, what do I do? Good follow-up to the last one. We hike. If it is really, really, really bad, like a storm and it's freezing cold, we might stay in a shelter for a little bit or hang out in a tent until it dies, then break camp. But pretty much you hike. Again, you're gonna get wet. It's gonna happen. You're in the outdoors. You're at the mercy of Mother Nature and weather. So you might as well make the best of it and hike and dry out later. Typically, if it's really chilly, I'll wear a rain jacket. If not, I just wear my shirt, and eventually the rain's going to stop and I'll dry out. And then I always have a pair of dry clothes inside my pack for me, waiting for me at camp. So, Michael from Facebook asked, do I ever shave my beard? No, sir, I don't. 2 years ago, I decided to become a bearded man, and it was kind of a commitment, so she's here to stay. So I got an email from Don asking about stretches. He was talking about knee problems. I also have knee problems. I've torn my meniscus in my right knee. And then asking if I do any particular stretches while hiking to make sure I stay limber. And I do. A lot of the running stretches that I came from, being a runner and a triathlete, I do a lot of those. So a lot of those classic running stretches. And then, before I sit down, before I start hiking, just making sure that I kind of stretch everything out to get limber and feel good. So yes, Don, I do many stretches while out hiking to make sure I don't stiffen up. All right, guys, and then the last question that I'm going to answer today actually came from a handful of people. Both Tara and Old Pete want to know how Snuggles and I find time for our adventures. What do we do for money? What do we do for jobs? It's an excellent question. So Snuggles and I decided at the beginning of 2015 that the best thing for us was to sell our house, quit our jobs, and take off on adventures, because it was the only way that we were ever going to do what we really wanted to do. So in the beginning, the way we found time for it was we made time, and it's the way we still find time to do things. What makes us the most happy is being in the outdoors, playing with gear, camping, backpacking, hiking, talking to people like you guys about what we enjoy. It's our passion, it's what we love. So the answer is very simple. We find time because it's what's important to us and it's what makes us happy. And we always find time for what makes us happy. As far as jobs, we live a very, very simple life. I'm kind of going to weave another question into it. We were also asked, whenever we're not on the trail and traveling, where do we live? You're looking at it. We actually live in our van. When we're traveling, I've converted the back of it to a sleeping space. I have a full-size bed. So we live in here when we're traveling, and when we're not traveling, we've been in Albuquerque for 9 months. We have a little bitty apartment, about 200 square feet. Not much at all, but again, we live very simply, so we are able to consume less and save more. So we work, we save money, and then we go and take time to be happy and do what we want to do. So I really suggest that everyone do the same thing. If there's something that you want to do, that you want to make yourself happy, don't let anything stand in your way. Do everything you possibly can to do it. I'm also very lucky to work for a local outfitters here in Albuquerque called Sport Systems, which is a bike shop and an outdoor shop. And they are really awesome about, I told them that we were going to be leaving in 4 weeks for the AT, and they offered me a job whenever I get back. So they're just giving me time off. I also do gear testing and reviews for the Gear Institute at gearinstitute.com, so that also helps. So whatever you have to do to alter your life, to make it more simple, to do the things that you want to do, that's what Snuggles and I are all about. So hopefully I helped answer as many of your questions as I could. I couldn't get to all of them, but I tried to answer some of the most asked ones, I guess, if you will. So again, we have 4 weeks till Snuggles and I head back to the East Coast to jump back on the trail in Massachusetts, and we'll be headed to Maine. So we're going to be making videos while we're out there. Hopefully you guys will tune in and watch our weekly vlogs from the trail. We really, really enjoy making videos for you guys, and I really enjoy all the support you guys have been giving me. So again, go over and check out darwinonthetrail.com. Later this week, I'll be making a video where I'll be collaborating with some other YouTubers here on YouTube on talking about our 3 favorite pieces of gear. So make sure you check that out too. Like or dislike my video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.